Hello, you. My name is Lauren Layfield, and this is Your Next Podcast, the show that podcast fans everywhere have been waiting for. Wasting time looking for shows to watch and shows to listen to, it is surely a first world problem of the highest order, but can I just say, it's a problem nonetheless. It can almost drive you nuts. That is why I've decided to take the pain away by sharing some of the brilliant things I have listened to, which I think you will enjoy too. What a gift from me to you. No need to thank me. Every week, I'll bring you the first episode of a brand new podcast which I have tried and tested personally, ready for you to get stuck into. Plus, if you follow Your Next Podcast, more great suggestions will appear in your favourite podcast app and you'll automatically create a fail-safe list of 5-star shows to pick from so you're spoilt for choice. No more scrolling. This week, the show I am recommending is Worst Case Scenario, hosted by Abby Clarke and Julia Stenton, who say the show is for recovering true crime addicts who want to hear extraordinary true stories of life-changing events from the perspective of the heroes instead of the villains, which I quite like. It's a really fun show with some pretty unbelievable scenarios, from stuff like helicopter crashes to bungee cords snapping and even surviving 7 lightning strikes.
On the 27th of January 1971, Dougal, Lynn and their children, 16-year-old Douglas, 18-year-old Anne and twin sons Neil and Sandy, aged 9, climb onto their boat at Falmouth Harbour, Cornwall, and set sail without any preparation, ready for the adventure of a lifetime.
The hosts, who you'll come to learn, would be clearly hopeless in an emergency. But they're trying to make notes should they themselves find themselves in any of the pickles described. And it's very, very funny at the same time. I really enjoy this. The episode that I'm going to play for you is about a family whose sailing boat is capsized by a pod of orca, which is just wild. It's called The Robertson Family Part 1. Warning, the theme tune is a serious earworm.
Get attacked by an angry shark, stuck up a mountain in the dark, pushed off the top of a big landmark, hit by lightning in your local park, caught in a downpour of acid rain, struck by a meteor or a train, a proton beam passing through your brain, attacked by that angry shark again. Hear how they survive. Trampled by a herd of buffalo, chased with an axe by your new friend Joe, buried alive in a pile of snow. The worst case scenario.
Hello!
Hi!
Episode 1!
Oh my god, it's finally happening.
Here we go.
Who are you?
We've just started. This is it. Sorry. I'm Abby Clarke.
I'm Julia Stenton.
We're both stand-up comedians. I also do social media.
And I'm in my 30s.
Yeah. But despite the glaring age gap, Julia's my best friend.
Colleague.
We both met at our very first gig in Bristol back in 2019, where we...
Feels like longer, doesn't it?
Okay. All right. I blame the lockdown.
Okay, yeah.
Those years you were without me.
Yeah, they
felt long. So we immediately bonded over morbid stories and true crime.
But our favourite true crime stories are the ones of survival.
Yes.
We love those ones. We like a happy ending.
Like most true crime fans, our first words to each other were, "Have you heard of Mary Vincent?"
Yeah.
When we announced this podcast, one of the first comments was, "You have to do Mary Vincent."
No.
Yeah. She's just the name. When I
Yeah.
moved into my new house share,
Yeah.
and I said I liked true crime, my housemate Ash went, "Oh my God, have you heard the story of that girl?" And I was like, "Mary Vincent."
Wow.
She's like the name.
She's a hero. I mean, what a survival story.
And she's genuinely why we're making this podcast.
Yeah.
So we have to save her for a very special episode.
Yeah, we have, definitely.
If you don't know who Mary Vincent is,
Wait.
where the hell have you been? But she was attacked by a man who cut both her arms off. That's right, we're going hard. Episode 1, straight in. Keep it light. Cut both her arms off and threw her down. Was it a ravine?
Yeah.
Cliff?
Yeah, a ravine.
Mountain? I
Sure.
believe it was a mountain.
Yeah.
Let's go ravine.
Something very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, she caked her severed arms in mud
Yeah, to stop the bleeding.
to stop the bleeding, climbed back up the ravine/cliff and survived to tell the tale in court.
How inspiring is that? We cannot measure up to that.
And now she walks dogs.
Oh,
There's like a really nice picture of her, just like with loads of leads and loads
love
of dogs.
that.
Yeah. She also probably does a lot more important things, but I like the dogs. And as we are now overly anxious, recovering true crime addicts, we've
I'd say so.
consumed
Too much.
probably all the true crime there is.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Every day, whenever there's silence in my life. I went to a course recently, like a podcast course, because I take this shit seriously. And they were like, let's go around the room and say what podcasts we all listen to and when. And everyone was like, oh, well, I like to listen to this gossip podcast and I like to listen to this documentary and I listen to a bit of this and a bit of that. And it got to me, I was like, I exclusively listen to true crime. And when? Whenever there's just like silence in my life.
Yeah. Trying to fall asleep.
And everyone just like scooted their chair just away from me a little bit.
I'm surprised
Genuinely,
you were the
though.
only one.
I
True crime's
know.
huge. Maybe just because I surround myself with people who also like true crime, so I feel like it's a bigger deal.
It is a big deal.
I think so.
But I think some people balance it with other kinds of podcasts, whereas I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I have one thing and I like it. But we do like survival more, which is why we've made this. Because I was like, I just wish I had a true crime podcast where they always survive.
It does
doesn't-
take some of the anxiety out of it.
a little bit, because I think I've just got to a point where I just believe I'm screwed in every situation.
Yeah.
And I just needed
Yeah.
a little bit of hope to be like, oh, okay, even if, the worst case scenario,
Nice.
got the title in
Well
there
done.
early, but like even if you get into your worst nightmare, like survival is possible.
And it's good to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
And that's what this podcast is going to do for us.
Yeah.
And you, hopefully.
Actually, it's just for me. You guys are just here to
Not even
to
me.
watch,
Just
listen. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to be basically telling each other shocking, inspiring survival stories we can find, and take one thing from each story to add to a survival toolkit to help us survive.
Yeah, to help us in our own lives, maybe.
Well, I don't feel like many of them are relevant to like
True.
everyday life.
But it's good to have in your back
should
pocket.
the situation arise,
Yeah.
we know what to whack out.
There we go.
And what else, Julia?
We also want to hear from you because we're going to end every episode with some listener stories of survival.
Yes.
So if you have a story where you've survived the worst case scenario,
Whatever you meet, you take that to mean.
yeah. So send them to help@wcspod.com.
I survived a wasp the other day.
Okay.
No.
Maybe worse than that.
No, it was bad.
Okay.
Let me tell you. It was No, I didn't. I gave up my room for 3 days.
I don't know if
I
we
was
want
like-
to set this as the
I was
bar.
like, do you know what? I was like, you take your time, mate. You've taken up squatters' rights. Just let me know when you're done with the room.
Did it officially check out or?
No, it died down the side of my wardrobe.
Okay.
But I couldn't sleep in there until I found it and confirmed it's.
Were you
it's
popping
death.
in every day just to check or was it?
Yeah. I set out a trap, but that didn't work. Everyone was like, why don't you open the window? Because there were more wasps outside the window. I think there may be a nest. I called a exterminator for one wasp.
You didn't.
I genuinely did.
Abby Clarke.
No, okay. But yeah, I couldn't open the window to let out the window because there were more wasps outside and they'd just come in.
Yeah.
So that's why I just gave up the room. I was like, you know what, mate? Fair enough. You
Okay.
have your time. But because there were so many outside the window, we were like, there's probably a nest.
Yeah.
So we ran the exterminator. He couldn't come that day. So I was like, okay, can you come tomorrow? He did. Loveliest man. What a guy. But obviously when he turns up, all the other wasps are gone.
Yeah.
And
Funny how
also,
they do that,
To be
isn't
fair,
it?
the wasp in my room was gone.
Oh God.
But like not for, like I hadn't found it.
So this
I hadn't found a
extermin-
corpse yet, so like I still wasn't sleeping in the room.
Okay.
So he just like turned up and he looked and he was like, well, I can't see anything, so I can't help. But like he was like, you're gonna have to be fair, I'm still worried because then for the next few days, every day I found a dead bee, and that's worse because like bees are cute, and
So we need to save the bees.
yeah, we need to save the bees.
No
So
one's
that's actually quite,
campaigning
like,
to save the wasps.
No, and also like an exterminator can't deal with bees. You have to like remove the nest, and also if a nest is in your like loft, apparently it can like fall through the ceiling, like because like the honey or I don't know, it like destroys the ceiling.
Oh.
But we can't get in our loft because it's rented, and our landlord lives in New Zealand, so they're not coming back anytime soon.
Right.
So yeah, so we called him out, and he was like, I can't do anything, but like let me know if you find a nest, and then he just left. You didn't charge me.
I love that even your hometown is 18 pages long.
This is the first episode, Julia. They don't know what that means.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we're recording this after the story. Turns out I wrote a dissertation.
Yeah. The first 2 episodes are dropping at the same time as a 2-parter because Abby decided that 18 pages is probably how long an hour takes to say out loud.
I like to do my research.
Yeah.
I thought the details would be interesting.
She thoroughly...
They are.
Oh,
let's not act like it's not.
I'm not disputing.
It's a real good story.
It's a great story. You're in for a treat.
And it was worthy of all 18 pages.
Agreed. But that is why they're coming at you at the same time.
2-part, baby. You're welcome.
This wasp that took over your life is in your new house.
Yes, my new flat.
Your new flat in London, which
Yes.
you have just moved to.
Yes.
From Bristol.
Oh my God, I survived that as well because I found my housemates on Facebook and that could have gone real wrong.
Oh my God, yeah.
Real wrong. I haven't learned anything from true crime.
That's really trusting of you. I'm very surprised.
I know.
That's how desperate it is trying to find a place to live in London.
Truly. Because I started, I was like, I don't want to live with anyone I don't know. I was
Yeah.
also like, I'm not living alone.
Yeah.
Then I had to like take that down. I was like, okay, I will live with strangers.
Yeah.
And then I had to take it down to I will live with strangers from Facebook. But it's turned out great. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I've also recently become a regular at a cafe.
Okay.
And it's like, it's a really proud moment for me. Do you not know what, like, so...
I didn't realise that was a hard thing to achieve. Don't you just go there?
A lot. But like, I don't like getting like recognised anywhere. I like to...
God,
No,
it's
not in that
such-
way. Oh my God. But like, I hate as soon as you start going to the gym enough that they know your name.
Right.
I don't like that.
I've never had that problem. But go
Yeah,
on.
well, some of us.
Sure.
We're all about the gains.
Yeah.
And I like to be just like invisible.
Yeah.
Wherever
You've
I go.
chosen the wrong job.
What are you talking about? This is audio only. I like to be like totally invisible. But I go to this cafe now where that's kind of like I go there like every day.
Yeah, they
But
walk in and
then-
they're like, Abby!
No, they don't know my name yet. And they asked me what I do and I just said writer.
Oh, mysterious.
Because so they did used to have old management.
Do you wear a baseball cap when you go in?
Only when I have a spot,
Oh, okay.
which has been this week.
Right.
But the old people that used to own the cafe, I made the mistake when they said, what do you do? Because obviously I was in there a lot. And I said, I'm a comedian. Worst mistake of my life.
Yeah.
Because immediately, tell us a joke.
Yeah. And what did you say?
And what do you do? And also, any man who finds out you're a comedian loves to ask, are you into like really dark humour then?
Really?
Yeah, because they're like, oh my God, yeah, finally a girl that's going to get my like Madeline McCann jokes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh yeah, you're gonna get it. You're cool. You're fun. And you're like, nah, I just
getting
do like really basic, relatable, observational comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a mistake. So this time I went writer, but he brought a free lemon drizzle over.
Why?
With a little wink. Because he obviously
fancies you.
me.
Okay.
No, he doesn't.
Did he?
But then-
Did he have a napkin with his number slid underneath it? Oh.
No, I'd get nervous about that. That's too much stress. So actually, he's given me 3 free things so far. So I got first day, I got a free lemon drizzle. Second day, I got a free pastry. Third day,
This cafe is going to go out of business.
I don't know how they're making money.
What the hell?
And then the third day, I went in and I was taking takeaway. And like, we're at the chatting stage now. So you're like, oh, I've got an idea. I've got to get back. And I ordered the coffee and I was like, I also have a cookie. And he said, this one's on us. And I was like, and I said...
Yeah, like every fucking thing else in this place, apparently. I bet you if you went into the staff room, it's just pictures of your face all over the walls.
I think he's just intimidated by my figure and he's trying to fatten me up. Or maybe he's
there we
planning
go.
to eat me. Okay, so then...
He's picked the wrong one.
And then I was like, you're giving me too much free stuff. I said it. Because someone
That's
has
mental.
to. You
Why
know?
did you say
I'm a good
that?
person.
Okay.
And he said, no, you're a regular. Wink. Slid it over. And
Wow.
that was a big life achievement, I think.
Yeah. That is, yeah. Would you prefer he fancy you?
No, I'd rather be
You'd rather be a
regular.
regular. Good. Yeah.
Because like a regular, you're cool.
Of course you're going to be a regular if people hand out free stuff. Like, that's how they get people hooked on crack. The first one is always free.
But that's not why I'm going.
It sounds like it's absolutely why you're going.
Well,
Okay, if
he didn't
wasn't
give me
giving-
anything free today, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's already got you in. He's hooked you in.
I like his vibe though, because the other day I was in the cafe and it was like 3:00 and he was already drinking wine.
Yes, man.
I think he's just stealing from the business.
Yeah. Does he own the business? Does he just work there?
I don't think so. I think he's just the manager.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm worried about this guy.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's fun.
course you
And
do.
he's Italian.
Ooh,
so it's a little
okay.
bit of like, woohoo.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, well, lucky you.
That's my big news.
Good. You've graduated to regular.
I've never been a regular
There's a lot
anywhere.
of pressure now, Abby. You can't
To
fuck
be
this
honest,
up.
like I've moved a lot in my life, so I've never been a regular anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is like a big moment.
It is a
life
big,
moment.
yeah. You've established yourself.
Hey guys, this is a new podcast, so if you're enjoying what you're hearing so far, we would really appreciate your support.
To help it grow, you can hit that follow button. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at WCS Pod. Or the most powerful thing you can do is just tell a friend who you know who would also love it.
Okay, we'll shut up now and tell you the story. Okay. It is the 23rd of July, 1972. Storytelling already. Okay. A Japanese... Oh, no. I forgot to look up how to say all of these words.
Yes, lovely. Don't look it up. Please don't look it up. Please just do, read it and then say... Also, what people won't know about the Abby Clarke comedy is that, yes, she's great at sketches. And yes, she's a
thanks.
fabulous stand-up comedian.
That's the first compliment Julia's ever given me.
It felt bitter in my mouth when I said it. But also, Abby, she's great at accents, all accents
Oh,
of every
God.
different type. So over the course of this series, you're in for a real treat. Whenever we have a story from a different country,
I'm not
Abby
doing the
gives it a good
Japanese
plea.
accent, Julia. I would genuinely rather say we all have the same 24 hours in a day, all right? We're not saying it.
okay, all right, fine.
But this Japanese fishing trawler is called
Go on.
the Toka Maru 2.
So if you could write in and tell us exactly how Abby
Neil's
fucked that
looking
up.
it up. Neil's getting ahead of the drama. This is like Succession. You've got to get ahead of the scandal. Get ahead of the scandal.
This could not be further from Succession.
I've never watched Succession. I just wanted to join in. Okay. Okay. So
Just say it with confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toka Maru II is on her way to the Panama Canal. They are nearly 300 miles from land when they spot a distress flare
Okay.
in the distance, right? All the fishermen can see is a small dinghy measuring just 9 feet long, adrift in the Pacific Ocean. They watch as the tiny dinghy pitches and rolls in the vast emptiness of the ocean. You can tell I copied and pasted that bit.
Yeah.
And assume that the occupants must be long gone.
The
right?
occupants?
Occupants.
Oh,
The
sorry, Yes.
I copied and pasted that
Long
all right.
gone.
But they're wrong. Because,
There's people in the
spoiler,
dinghy.
this is a survival podcast. Everybody survives. That's great.
Oh yeah, I did forget that for a minute.
A family of 5
Yeah.
plus a friend.
Oh. Unnamed friend.
This event did have plus ones.
Yeah.
Are on board, packed like sardines into every nook and cranny of the boat, and they're about to find out that these people have spent nearly 6 weeks stranded in the middle of the ocean.
Oh my god.
Musical
6
sting.
weeks.
So let's go back.
Okay.
That was good.
We can add
Can't
sound
do
effects.
accents, can't do sound effects. Okay. A year and a half before this, Lynn and Dougal Robertson were running a struggling dairy farm in Staffordshire, UK.
Great.
UK represent. That sounded bad. Dougal was a retired merchant navy officer and he'd been a farmer for 15 years, but they were struggling and they couldn't afford electricity bills and things. Lynn was a practicing midwife and state registered nurse. They lived a very isolated life, and Dougal wanted to offset this and expose his children to the world and educate them in the University of Life. So when his youngest asked, "Daddy's a sailor, why don't we sail around the world?" he and his wife sold the farm, took their life savings, and purchased a 43-foot sailing ship called, this is a guess, Lucette. That feels important. I feel like I should know how to say
Can
that.
I just ask, how old is the kid that they're just deciding to change their entire lives on a flippant comment?
9.
Right, good, okay.
It's how all good stories
Yeah,
start.
that seems smart, doesn't it?
It's like It's from the point of like a Disney film. The kid's the
They're
main.
putting way too much trust in this kid's decision-making skills. Way too much. Yes, fine. Watch 6 hours of Peppa Pig. Let's not sell the farm. Like, keep the farm, please.
Okay.
They sell the farm.
They sell the farm.
Yeah.
They buy the boat.
They're trusting Jimmy and they're selling the farm.
Yeah.
Okay, silly.
Okay, his name's not Jimmy.
Sorry.
It's Neil.
Neil. Is it really Neil?
It's genuinely Neil.
Little Neil.
Shout out Neil. Neil's our producer.
Yeah.
Look at us with a producer. Aren't we doing well? So they buy the boat and they sail her from... I love that people call boats like her. Do you know what I mean?
I bet you do. Yeah, I can see that.
They sail her from Malta to Falmouth in October 1970. And although Dougal... love that name, was a master mariner and an experienced sailor. And Anne learned a few of the basics on the voyage back from Malta. The children had zero sailing experience.
Yeah, you'd think the children of master sailors probably would
Maybe.
have a bit more.
Yeah.
Especially if those children are the ones who are dictating how you spend.
Yeah. Like I
£1,000.
have minimal football experience, but it was to gain my father's love.
Yeah, yeah. Take an interest.
I was a midfielder. Just wanted to brag.
I also used to play
if
for...
any lads are listening, not like other girls. They have no experience. But even so, on the 27th of January 1971, Dougal, Lynn and their children, 16-year-old Douglas, 18-year-old Anne and twin sons Neil and Sandy, aged 9, climb onto their boat at Falmouth Harbour, Cornwall, and set sail without any preparation, ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Are you there? Do you see it?
I'm there. I see it. I see the disaster
What's fun
on the
is
horizon.
I read in one article, I didn't include it because it was only in one article, but apparently they nearly died just leaving the harbour.
Yeah, they should. Like, I'll be honest. This does not surprise me.
But I couldn't find that story, so that might just be hearsay.
Okay.
Surprisingly, apart from the harbour issue, the first 18 months went off without a hitch. Dad Dougal was living the dream. His son Douglas has a memory of his dad standing on the deck and screaming, "Yeehaw!"
Oh.
as a wave came across the bow and soaked them, all while his brothers fell about laughing.
Oh, how idyllic.
That is so fun. They sailed across the Atlantic and they stopped. So yeah, they stopped at various Caribbean ports, and the 18-year-old daughter decided to get off and have a little holiday in the Bahamas. Correct life decision. And then to replace her, the family welcomed on board a hitchhiker.
You've got to have one in, one out on a boat, famously.
It's the rule. And they welcomed on board a hitchhiker called Robin Williams.
Great.
Who you could say was hunting for a little bit of goodwill. Get it? Get it?
Excellent.
On the way to New Zealand. That's a really good joke. That's very clever.
Do you say that when you do stand-up?
I do, actually.
That's a really good joke.
If they don't laugh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to tell them. You're
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
you've missed that. That was
Yeah.
actually very good. In some articles...
So just to be clear, it wasn't the Robin Williams.
No,
Okay.
but it's not the only...
It is now in my head.
It's not the only joke I wrote.
Oh, sorry, go on.
In some articles, he was described as a deckhand, but he was a 22-year-old Welsh graduate in economics and statistics, so he loved Aladdin. Get it? Because he was the genie in Aladdin, and he likes adding.
Oh, wow, that's a stretch. That is a stretch.
Well, Welsh Robin Williams would have starred in Good Witch Hunting.
Oh my God, she's still going. She's still going. Got any more in the tank?
Yeah, but I'll save him for later.
Okay.
You got something to look forward to. Okay. Yeah, so they said he was a deckhand, but like unless he was put there to work out the probability of them all dying a horrible death, not sure how qualified he was actually was to be there. Do you get what I mean?
I get you. Yeah.
He wasn't
He's
like
a waste of space.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
They were heading for the Pacific Ocean.
I nearly spat my margarita all over the mics then. The Pacific Ocean. Love that. Love that.
I can't handle the pressure of being the first episode. I can't do this, Julia.
Tell me more about the Pacific Ocean.
It's a specific ocean. That's
Really particular.
It's a very specific ocean. Part of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Some 64 million square miles in area, so it's very big. It's 35,000 feet deep, so it's very deep. And with over 30,000 islands spread over almost a third of the Earth's surface.
And how many fish are in it?
A lot.
You don't have the stats on that.
So didn't see it as relevant.
Oh, okay.
But less after this story.
Yeah.
They left the Galapagos Islands, smashed that, on the 13th of June, 1972. So that's just over a year of sailing. And they were just 200 miles off from the Galapagos.
Okay.
When on the 15th of June, 16-year-old Douglas and his younger brother Sandy saw a triangular fin. Some members of the family were sleeping below deck, having kept watch throughout the night, and at 9:57 a.m. they suddenly heard bang, bang, bang. And they said, "Who's there?"
Very good. Here she is.
No, it's serious. So there were 3 impacts in a row, and it lifted the 43-foot boat into the air and threw everyone off their feet, okay? The whole boat shook, and they heard a loud crack, like the sound of a tree trunk being snapped in two, which meant only one thing: the piece of wood that runs the entire length of the boat had snapped. Does not sound good. I don't know much about boats, but I'd say that's
Sounds like a
bad.
pretty integral piece of wood.
Pretty integral piece of the boat. They heard a large splashing noise behind them, so they turned and they saw a pod of 3 killer whales following the boat.
Shit.
So there's different articles said different reasons of why. One was that there was a big squid on the end of a fishing line which might have attracted them, and another...
Well, they just left off the side of the boat.
No,
that was careless.
As in they were fishing and a squid. In one article they saw the big fin. They rolled in the fishing line. They saw there was a big fish and there was a big squid, and they were like, "That's gonna attract some bad
Something
news."
big, yeah.
Or the other one was that the whales thought the boat was a whale because killer whales hunt whales.
Right. Okay.
So, but they're not really sure. From then, though, it took only minutes for the Lucette to sink. Lynn, their mother, was still in her nightgown. Dougal shouted, "Abandon ship, overboard, get in the raft." Lynn got caught in the rigging of the sinking ship, while Douglas was thrown into the water as the boat went under. He kept feeling his legs to see if he still had them, because he heard that you don't feel a bite, you just know your legs are gone.
Oh my God.
He knows now that killer whales aren't actually interested in eating humans, but at the time he thought he was going to be eaten alive.
Yeah.
Which you would.
That's, yeah.
We've all
fair.
seen Blackfish.
Oh my God.
The family, plus Robin Williams, grabbed a few items. What do you call Robin Williams covered in whale fat?
Flubber. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's a serious story. Okay.
Thank God he's there to keep things light there.
Right?
That is who you want on a raft.
That is who you want with you.
Yeah.
Like, if you could have anyone to lift the spirits,
Literally, it would be Robin
you'd
Williams.
pick Robin Williams. Yeah. Okay. He probably brought a few outfits, a few characters.
You'd hope so.
It'd be great. Okay. They grabbed a few items. Robin grabbed his wigs and abandoned ship, scrambling to board their inflatable rubber life raft and a 9-foot fiberglass dinghy called Edna. So
that's got a name too. That's cute.
Yeah, thank God. I hope I said it right. So they've got like a big raft and then a smaller dinghy.
Okay.
They managed to grab 6 lemons, 10 oranges. I'm going to ask you to repeat all of these back. A tin of biscuits, a bag of onions, and half a pound of glucose sweets to sustain them. Go.
Lemons.
No,
orange.
you have to say how many.
5 lemons.
No, you failed. Okay, so Lynn...
How many lemons was it?
6.
Oh, God damn it.
Lynn also grabs their papers, the logbook, a kitchen knife, flares, and her sewing box, which comes in very useful. They have no
Smart.
maps, though, no compass, or instruments, which is a shame.
Instruments.
That's what I thought. I was
Robin
like,
didn't bring
a small
fiddle.
violin would be real good at this moment. Just a
Yeah,
little,
like Titanic.
Yeah, exactly, to play the ship down. Mr. Robertson really reminds me of you at this point.
Oh.
Because he stays
he's, like,
he
very
stays very
smart.
positive. He stays very positive about the situation.
Okay.
He turns to his family and tells them, "We will not survive this."
Yeah, that is absolutely what I would say. To be honest, they don't deserve to have survived this far. The fact that they've made it to the dinghy. You said they nearly died coming... This whole story...
Yeah, but they've made 18 months, and he's a master mariner.
He is, yeah. He's really but he's the
great
He's the one
at a
declaring
marinade.
we're not going to survive.
Yeah, he's
this.
like, guys, this is it.
So the guy who really knows his shit is saying, "This is it.
We're fucked. Yeah, this is over." Nobody knew they were missing. They were not on a shipping route, so the chances of being sighted or rescued were remote.
Stakes are high.
Day 2 in the life raft. Not going to try an accent. So, day 2 of this ordeal, they're castaways.
Okay.
The survival raft was in poor condition and leaking. It got a hole in during the escape and it only got worse.
Oh, God.
So it's starting well. They have to take it in turns to constantly blow it back up by mouth.
Oh no.
Which is just, have you ever blown up a balloon?
Yeah.
And then your
jaw.
That's it. No, but you know when your cheeks like feel like they like stretch? Horrid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. Just think it
You
sounds...
seem like a pump girl to me though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. I'm sorry, if in any
Surprised you
situation
have blown up a
something
balloon.
or someone else can do it for me,
Yes. Yeah.
they will.
Yeah. Good.
Now, the good news, there is some good news. They're in a place known for calm water and a lack of surface wind at the moment. But they decide to make their way towards the middle of the Pacific. Why is this so hard? Can we just call it the Pacific from now on?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there will be, where there's like more chance of there being rainwater to collect.
Okay.
Because they need water, and there's more chance of being spotted by passing ships in the shipping lanes, and they also hope they'll be able to catch the countercurrent back to America.
Okay.
Early on, a few flying fish land in their boat.
Oh, that's handy.
It's handy, right?
Wow.
And they eat those raw.
They are so lucky.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck. But wait,
Okay,
there
so-
is some skill as well.
Yeah.
Which we will have to decide which one we're going to pick.
Also, in my head, what's the mariner called?
Dougal.
Dougal. In my head, Dougal...
Doesn't it just sound like he's from Father Ted?
Yeah. Dougal is like just sat with his arms crossed in the corner of the boat after declaring that they're all going to...
Sorry, that was the sound of me pouring
37
margarita.
day urine.
Yeah.
Dougal's sat sulking at the end of the boat, completely resigned to the fact that they're all going to die. Oh,
That's spicy.
Is it? Spicy?
That is a spicy urine.
Is it?
Goodness. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
It's really tickling me that the rest of them are surviving. They're all taking it in turns to blow into the hole.
Yeah.
They're sorting out the fish that are somehow just jumping into the boat. Dougal's there like, we should be dead by now.
Yeah, Dougal's like,
Livid.
this is the worst. No, Dougal, he gets into it.
Okay, so that was just a moment of weakness
He
from Dougal.
just likes to set expectations low.
Yeah, he's done that phenomenally well.
He sets the expectation low, and then we can all only be positively
Okay,
surprised. It's
fine.
how my mum lives her life, to be fair.
Oh, lovely. That does explain a lot about you.
She told me I was going to be nothing. That amounts to
And look
nothing
at you
in life. And look at me now, mummy. What a pleasant
Drinking.
surprise. You're proud of me now, mama? Oh, God. Right.
Take a
Okay.
turn, quick.
I'm going to... Yeah. So, flying fish.
Yes.
They use a 6-inch long piece of copper wire from Lynn's sewing basket. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They were like, we have no idea why she had that, but she
Yeah,
did.
what an odd thing to have in your sewing basket.
And they connect fish hooks to the end of a paddle, and that catches fish. Surprisingly.
That's what you want?
Yeah, rather than anything else. And they dry them in the sun to preserve them. On day 3, one flying...
Dry the fish in the sun? Is that a tactic to... I didn't know
Apparently,
that.
yeah.
That could go in the survival kit.
It could.
I
but
didn't know
Just you wait.
Oh, sorry.
There's going to be so
okay.
much more.
I mean, copper... I'm trying to keep a mental note of things.
Yeah, we've had copper wire, a sewing kit.
A sewing
A
kit.
sewing kit is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they...
Dougal's optimism.
Dougal's pure optimism,
Yeah.
I think, really saw them through.
Yeah.
Okay, so on day 3, a flying fish landed in the boat, and Lynn marinated it with some lemon juice.
Oh,
so
thank God they had those lemons.
it's nice to know that no matter how bad it got, she didn't stop caring about flavour.
That is
what I mean?
nice. That is really nice.
That's
Did
a good-
they have some salt? Did they dry out, dehydrate some of the seawater?
There's so much marination happening in this story. I cannot tell you.
Nice.
They made stews.
Stop it.
They had steak and eggs. I mean, just chicken. Well, let me get to it. They don't sound like nice ones, but she really made an effort. All right, she really made the raft a home. The boat, whilst she's just marinating the fish in lemon, the boat is floating just beneath the water, and sharks are circling.
Oh God.
But, like, at least their food tastes good. In some articles... Okay, so this is when, like, articles said different things. In some articles, it said water was up to their waists. Some, it said their chests. And others, it said their knees.
Have they given up on blowing into the hole?
No, they're still trying.
Oh, okay.
On day 7, hope.
Oh, my God, they're only on day 7.
Douglas, the 16-year-old, spots a large cargo ship a few miles away from their position. So they shoot 2 parachute rocket flares and 3 hand flares, but the ship never turns towards them and it sails on by.
No.
So now they're really in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they're on day 7 and they only have enough water to sustain them for 10 days.
Also, how many flares have they just spunked on that
A
one?
lot. They used a lot of flares early on.
Oh, that's really...
A lot of flares.
really distressed me.
Yeah,
God.
they really firework night it.
Yeah. I suppose you would, wouldn't you?
They were just like, oh, well,
yeah,
looks nice. The family reduced their diets to 1 single piece of meat. So they're like, Lynn, let's
scale back. Save some of those lemons.
Scale back on the roast. A single piece of meat 3 times a day and 3 or 4 sips of water each day. Getting enough liquids was the real challenge, especially sitting under the hot sun all day. It's very hot. Sometimes they would lie in the baking heat, sucking on pieces of rubber, trying to create saliva just to ease their thirst.
And they're up to their potential waists in water the whole time.
Knees, waist or chest.
Sure.
Knees,
People pay a lot of money.
waist or chest. Knees or chest.
People pay a lot of money to do that in the Thames, you know, in one of those like hot... You
do
can
they?
do the... Oh, sorry. You know, you can do the...
The Thames?
Yeah, you can do... That's right.
The
isn't it?
famously polluted Thames?
You can do like hot tub things.
No.
Yeah. It might be nice water in the hot tub. See, Neil's nodding. You can do hot tub tours. Tours? I don't know. Journeys, float down the river. Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, to be fair, it doesn't sound great.
I thought it was like when you go abroad and there's the like natural salt baths. Not the
No.
Thames.
Yeah.
Aren't there like eels on cocaine in the Thames?
Yeah, I think so. Mostly.
They're what makes it a party.
Yeah, eels having an absolute rave.
It doesn't, yeah. Really paranoid eels. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so it's very hot. Is
Yeah.
my point.
Okay, sorry.
Their clothes were also disintegrating in the sun and salt water, leaving them even more burnt because their clothes weren't like protecting them. When they got to where they were hoping it would rain loads, there wasn't any rain to collect. They waited for 3 days and nothing came. So before long, they turned to turtle blood.
Oh, not what I thought you were going to say.
It's mad to me that
That
not
is
once
niche.
does urine crop up in this story. I was so confident. Okay, so I feel like we should just explain the urine.
Okay.
Me and Julia
Don't include me in this.
No,
I'm sorry.
we made a friendship over sharing 2-for-1 cocktail deals
We did.
on margaritas.
Yeah, big fan.
I can now admit to you, at the time, I did not like margaritas.
Really?
I just want Julia to be my friend.
Abby, is that true? That is so pathetic.
Did not like margaritas at all. I was a much bigger fan of a Sex on the Beach, but that was very university freshers. And Julia's just such an adult. I was like, okay, yeah, 2-for-1. Because 2-for-1, famously, you have to get the same cocktail.
Yeah. And I said...
Margarita, so I
and
said
you were
okay.
You were always game for a margarita. So
I was
just
always game
assumed-
for friendship.
Oh, Abby. That's so sad.
But actually, now I like him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, genuinely. I've
Okay.
changed myself.
Thank God.
Like I trained myself to like coffee and social interaction.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that I could be part of your margarita journey.
Yeah. So now our friendship is quite heavily based on margaritas and lies. And so we thought we'd make it a central point of this podcast that we'd drink margaritas. Also, I think the most key item to survival is
Margarita.
drinking your own.
That is a spicy
It's a spicy margarita, isn't it? No, but my theory is the key thing.
Sorry.
Sorry, Julia, just trying to explain our podcast.
I'm really sorry. I am listening.
Yeah, the key... It's really
There must be a
spicy.
whole chili in that. I swear to God. It is so spicy. I'm so sorry. I am listening.
Yeah, but I think a key part of survival is drinking your own urine. So we've taken margaritas and we've labelled them urine.
Yeah.
Because we've all
You've
watched Bear
spoiled the
Grylls.
surprise now.
It's what Bear Grylls does, day one.
Yeah.
They're not even like in the forest yet. It's just like he meets them
I
in the
think
hotel.
he just likes the taste of it.
I
I'll be
think so.
honest. Any excuse, and he's like, piss? Anyone?
Yeah. He just brings it like in his bowl all
I think
ready
so,
to go.
Yeah. He doesn't bring water.
No,
Yeah.
just piss. He's like,
Yeah.
hi, nice to meet you.
I bet his is real syrupy as well. But he likes it
Yeah.
like, you know how people like like really strong coffee. I bet he likes a real strong.
See, if I went for 2 for 1 with Bear, I'd be drinking piss right now.
Oh, Abby, such a people pleaser.
I'm like, absolutely, Bear. Let's do it. Salt around the rim, yes, please. Okay.
Okay,
That explains the piss.
good.
What was I saying?
Turtle blood. Someone's listening.
They turned to turtle blood, not urine.
Okay, but
So I
also
do apologise for that.
how many turtles were they seeing to be like, this is enough of a source of liquid?
I don't know. They're in the ocean.
Yeah, but turtles it's like a big deal when you see a turtle. You ever seen a turtle?
Well, maybe they're like a bit more common in the Galapagos.
Yeah, they are actually, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're famous for...
They turned to turtle blood for hydration. After their rescue, Douglas, the 16-year-old boy, said, "You have to knock it back quickly, otherwise it sets into a blancmange." Pause for gag. Just going to give you a little moment there.
That is foul. That is so... Do you know what? I'd rather drink my own piss than blancmange or
Oh, that
turtle
actually is a
blood.
point though. So piss wasn't an option. That's why now that they're not drinking piss.
Are they not pissing?
So because they're so dehydrated,
Oh. None of them are weeing.
there is no piss. So that's why.
They must... Yeah.
Yeah. So they said it often has an aftertaste, which makes
bet.
you want to retch, which is originally how I felt about margaritas. we move forward. No, that's actually how I feel about vodka. I can't
Yeah.
do a shot of vodka.
Really?
I like a shot of tequila because they give you something to taste after.
I agree.
Like they should serve shots of vodka with like a little bit of chocolate after.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
I know.
Do you, is it because vodka was your drink when you were a teen?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember the moment I went off it. It was at uni. I was on a sports night because once again, I was pretending to be someone I wasn't for other people. And
Who are these people? Oh, the cheerleaders.
did not belong.
Knew it.
Did not belong.
Yeah.
I just thought like if I wore the uniform, it would change my entire
You
personality.
do look like you should be a cheerleader.
I've tried very hard.
Yeah.
Still have the same personality though. They didn't like me. So I did a shot of vodka and it just made me feel ill immediately, and I ran up to the toilets and I just haven't had it since.
Yeah, I
So
had that
like
with
a little,
Sambuca.
I like a little tasty taste after.
Yeah.
I seen that's what they were doing with the leftover lemons. They were just segmenting it up after the turtle blood.
knocking it back, doing little slammers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's always good. So I think we should add lemons to the survival kit as possible.
Well, actually, yeah,
Helps with
because
taste.
scurvy. No scurvy too.
Oh, is that a thing? I just think like,
Why did you think they brought lemons?
because when you have to eat something or drink something
You
bad,
genuinely thought it was for
just suck on it.
garnish.
I think that would be helpful to me. I think in a survival situation, I would really struggle eating and drinking
Plain
horrible
food.
things. No, I love plain food. That is my ideal.
Oh.
Beige food. So if they could give me just something to just make it taste a little bit better, I think that would help me.
So do you genuinely not know why they have lemons on a boat?
No, why do they?
To stop them getting scurvy. You know pirates would get scurvy.
Not personally. I don't know any.
Oh, really? Pirates would get scurvy.
What's
and then
scurvy?
Scurvy is like a disease, right? It like attacks your teeth.
Okay, so what do the lemons do?
The vitamin C in the lemons stops you from getting scurvy. So like you could get scurvy on land, but because on a boat you don't often
Okay.
have all the vitamins.
Their boat was more of a yacht though, so I think the lemons were for pleasure originally.
Okay, all right then.
But yeah, now I think it's just what they grabbed, to be honest. The Sun Douglas also said in an article, "You wouldn't believe how hard it is to kill a turtle with your bare hands."
I bet.
No, see,
How do you kill a turtle with your bare hands?
I was surprised because from what I've taken from Finding Nemo, they're very chill. They're like always high. You think they'd be very relaxed about it.
Yeah, okay.
But no, quite the fighters, apparently.
Don't they just retract into their shell?
No, apparently the first ones he caught, he had to let go because they fought so hard, they slashed him with their razor-sharp claws. But because when they got cut by the sea turtles, because they've been so deprived of water, not only are they not weeing, when the turtle cut them, they wouldn't bleed because the body was sacrificing their extremities to maintain heart, lung and brain function.
Yeah.
So their like hands and feet didn't bleed.
Gangrene?
No.
Oh.
They just weren't bleeding.
Isn't that clever? That is
Yeah,
clever. The
really
body
clever.
does that.
They learnt quickly enough though, and they ended up catching 13 turtles in total. Wow. So
Do we know how they killed them?
I don't want to talk about it, Julia.
Oh, okay.
It's the one bit in the article I really didn't like.
Oh, okay. We found Abby's line.
It's animals.
Killing turtles.
Yeah. Okay, so they'd tie them up.
Oh, God.
It's horrid. They'd tie them up and they'd cut the jugular. So they'd bleed the turtles.
Right, okay.
I have in the script. I don't want to say how because it makes me sad, but you just made me.
You sorry.
And then they'd catch the blood in balers. So what they'd been baling the water out with.
Oh, right, okay.
They'd catch the blood and they'd have to be careful not to spill any of the blood into the water because that would attract sharks. Apparently the taste was grim and salty, but it kept them alive. They would then also, this is when the steak and eggs comes in, they'd eat the turtle's meat as steaks and any eggs they found inside of them. Steak and eggs. Another thing they did to relieve thirst was drink fish spinal fluid and eat their eyes for a bit of liquid and vitamin C. So they'd run out of lemons at this point.
Oh, God.
Had to look for a different vitamin C source.
Wow.
So, obviously, life on the raft was grim.
Yeah. Dougal was like, I told you so.
I told you this was going to be bad. So, they divided up the tasks. Whilst Dougal oversaw fishing and catching turtles, Lynn took care of the house, in inverted commas. She encouraged everyone to keep up their hygiene, exercise. Imagine at that point having to then exercise.
Like sardines.
No, this is the bigger raft.
Oh, sorry.
The smaller dinghy hasn't come into action
That's later,
yet. That's
okay.
later. So they're in the bigger raft. It's for like 10 people.
They got some room.
They haven't got much room though. So like it's for 10 people if you max it out, but it only comfortably fit 5, which is how many they have.
So what's she doing? Running some like yoga sessions?
I don't know, just like sit-ups, I guess.
Okay.
They couldn't even do that. Maybe they were just doing that thing where you put shopping bags on the end of your arms and just try and hold them out.
They got shopping bags.
Of lemons. So she just tried to kind of like encourage people to keep some kind of normal schedule. She got them to write to friends and draw pictures on pieces of sailcloth. They also invented games and tried to imagine what their lives would be like if they returned home. They thought about getting a cat. Which is
pets at home.
It's what I like to think of in any bad scenario.
Yeah.
That's really what brings me back.
Yeah.
And they also thought of opening a restaurant.
In the Pacific Ocean.
A really specific restaurant that only sold lemon fish and turtle blood. So the daily routines and the planning helped distract them.
Yeah.
And it provided structure to their days and it helped them avoid the nasty anxiety that would have made it all much harder. And it's often the case, apparently, that people manage to survive things by planning future projects as it helps you mentally. So another thing possibly for the survival kit.
Yeah.
Planning. Just going to look down the camera to my ex and just say planning.
Worst case scenario.
Okay, speaking of planning and prep.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love it.
You've overdone it, haven't you?
Love it.
You've over-prepped.
Look, I love a detail. And I hope you do too. I think every single one is worth it. But it does mean we've had to make this story a 2-parter. So you're welcome, really.
Because it's ready to listen to now.
Yeah, it's like your parents are divorced, you're getting a second Christmas present. It's it's a shame, but in the end, it's a gift.
It's not a shame. Please don't describe our podcast as a shame. Jesus Christ.
And much like your parents promised to stay together, I know we promised you survival stories of your own at the end of the episode. And format-wise, that is what we'll be doing going forward. But seeing as we all need to just hop over to that second episode now, you'll find them at the end of that episode. And if you want to send in any of your own for the future, please send them via help@wcspod.com. And we can't wait to read them.
Perfect. If you've enjoyed the podcast so far, please click the follow button and rate and review the podcast if you're enjoying it. That would be really helpful. And episode 2 is available right now.
Your parents still love you.
Get attacked by an angry shark, stuck up a mountain in the dark, pushed off the top of a big landmark, hit by lightning in your local park, caught in a downpour of acid rain, struck by a meteor or a train, a proton beam passing through your brain, attacked by that angry shark again. Hear how they survive. Trampled by a herd of buffalo, chased with an axe by your new friend Joe, buried alive in a pile of snow. The worst case scenario.
How good. To make sure you don't miss part 2, search for Worst Case Scenarios on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. Once you've tapped follow for that show, as usual, don't forget to do the same for this show as well, so you can find your next podcast. All my recommendations for the whole series will, as usual, be on Podcast Rex at www.podcastrex.com. That is www.podcastrex.com.